Welcome back to Low Stress Math with Mrs. Bono. We are on extra practice for lessons 1 through 6, mixed multiple step equations. Relax, it's a lot, but you can do this. First thing, let's take a look at this first problem. It has something you know I hate. Meh. I don't like it when the x is on the right side. So I'm going to actually rewrite this problem, and I'm going to write it as 6x minus 1 equals 23. The equal sign is like a balance. Both sides have to be the same. So, first steps first. Add 1 to both sides. And I get 6x equals 24. Divide both sides by 6. And x equals 4. Now, I could go back and double check this real quick on a calculator, or you could trust me. Oh, look at that, all those cooties. Fractions. So, let's put a box around this. Well, not a box exactly. Brackets. And look at the denominators, 8, 4. The least common denominator is 8, because 8 goes into 8 and 4 goes into 8. So, it's going to work. Remember, when the denominator is the same as the LCD, don't do the multiplication. So it's really 8, and then I'm going to do parentheses 5 over 8. Keep the p. Equals 8 times 4. 8 times 9. The reason I'm multiplying is because 4 is not the same as 8. So, all right, you know what? I could write it out like this. 8 times 9 over 4, let's see what I'm doing in a second, minus 8 times 3 over 8. Now, 8 over 8 is 1. 1 times 5, 5p. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 9 is 18. Minus 8 divided by 8, 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Oh, see, not horrible, and all the fractions are gone. 18 minus 3 is 15. 5p equals 15. So I did a little combining like terms on that side. Divide both sides by 5, and p equals 3. See, not awful. Ooh, decimals. Now, I could go through, and there is a least common denominator here. This is 4 and 2/10, 2 and 5/10, 9 and 2/10. I could multiply everybody by 10 and get rid of the decimal. Or, I have a calculator. I don't have to stress myself out with all of that. Well, I'm just going to subtract 4 and 2/10 from both sides. And get 2 and 5/10, A, equals 9 and 2/10 minus 4 and 2/10 is 5. My A looks a little like a Q there, but it's all right. Divide both sides by 2 and 5/10. And I get, try to make my A look like an A. A equals 2. Not hard. Not hard at all. All right. Next row. Here we go. Oh, goodness gracious me. A lot of combining like terms. I'm actually going to change my subtraction to adding a negative, because I can use the commutative property on subtraction, on addition, but not on subtraction. So now I can move all the like terms together and make it easier on myself. So here we go. 5c plus negative 2c plus 10 plus 4 equals 35. Now, I'm going to do this part and this part. Combine my like terms. 5c plus negative 2c, 3c, plus 10 plus 4, 14, equals 35. Yay! minus 14 from both sides. And 3c equals, let's see, 5 minus 1, 21. Divide both sides by 3. That was an interesting way to say divide, Bono. Oh, shush now. C equals 7. Yay. Okay. Not horrible, not horrible. You're getting there. We're going to be all right. As long as you do the practice problems with me, you should be fine. All right, another combining like terms. And look at that. Ugh, subtraction. Change it to add a negative for now. Now I'm going to rewrite this. 3 and 8/10 x plus 5 and 2/10 x plus negative 6 and 7/10 equals 11 and 3/10. Oof, just barely fit in my box. Okay. Combine like terms. So I can combine these here. 3 and 8/10 plus 5 and 2/10 is 9. Is it? 3, 5, 8. Yeah, it's 9. 9x plus negative 6 and 7/10 equals 11 and 3/10. I'm going to add 6 and 7/10 to both sides. I'm going to write it correctly. 6 and 7/10. That looks terrible. Thank goodness I have whiteout. Or at least I think I have what? No, the whiteout is missing. My world shall come to an end, or I'll just write really sloppy. It's okay. Here we go. 9x equals, let's see, 12, 18. Divide both sides by 9. And x equals 2. Put a box around it. It's beautiful. Okay, last one on this row. That's distribution. So we could go back a couple of pages. Look here. If there's fractions, clear them first. Multiply by least common denominators, combine like terms. So you have to do distribution before you can do combining like terms. So let's do that first. I know this looks like 6 and 3/10. It's not. This 6 is the problem number. So it's really just 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2y is 6y. And nothing changes here. Minus 2y equals negative 28. Okay, now this and this combine like terms. 12 plus 4y equals negative 28. No, because you do the 6 minus 2 is 4. All right, so now minus 12 from both sides. Yep. This is 0. And this is 4y equals 40. Oops, sorry, negative 40. Because the signs are the same, so you add them, keep the sign of both numbers. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals negative 10. Not bad. You might have noticed they get more difficult the further down the page we get. That's okay. Here we go. Now this one, I'm changing all my minuses to plus and negative. I'm going to rewrite it as 2 plus negative 5 times 3 plus negative 2x equals 17. Put the parenthesis back. So now when I distribute, it's negative 5 times 3 and negative 5 times negative 2. So I'll have 2 plus negative 15 plus negative times negative is positive 10x equals 17. 2 plus negative 15 is negative 13. The signs are different. You subtract, keep the sign of the larger number. Plus 10x equals 17. So distribution, combine like terms, down to a two-step problem. Trust me when I say it's always easier to change subtraction to add a negative. It means the same thing. It helps you in the long run. It's okay. Add 13 to both sides. 10x equals 30. Divide both sides by 10. Write with the right side of the pen. And x equals 3. Put a box around it because it's a gift. Not bad. Over here, look, I have a negative sign in front of the parentheses and no number. Watch. It's going to be 24 equals 10 plus negative 1. There's an invisible 1 right here. And I just made it visible. Times x plus negative 4. You're distributing negative 1 times x. Negative 1 times negative 4. So, 24 equals 10 plus negative 1x plus negative times negative, positive 4. Multiplying by negative 1 just changes the sign of the number. All right, now I can combine like terms. 10 plus 4. Wait a second. 24 equals negative 1x plus 14. Subtract 14 from both sides. 10 equals negative 1x. Divide both sides by negative 1. And x equals negative 10. Put a box around it. All right. Now remember when you have parentheses and fractions, you ignore what's in the parenthesis and only multiply times the LCD, the 3 and the 3. So the least common denominator here is 8. I'm going to multiply 8 times 3 over 4. Nothing happens to this. It stays. Just leave it alone. 5a minus 3 equals 8 times 3 over 8. Okay, let's see. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 3, 6 times 5a minus 3 equals 8 divided by 8 is 1, 3. Now I can do the distribution. 6 times 5 and 6 times 3. 30a minus 18 equals 3. Okay. Add 18 to both sides. Kind of getting squishy here, but 30a equals 21. Divide both sides by 30. And I'm going to get a fraction 7/10. A equals 7 over 10. Because 21 over 30 reduces to 7 over 10. If you got the decimal 0.7, that's the same answer. Okay, well done. Work hard. I'll talk to you soon.